Today I'll tell you about leopard geckos' diets. Leopard geckos are insectivores, meaning that they eat insects. But what types of insects, you may ask yourself? Well, the most notorious one that they eat are mealworms. They're often low priced and are pretty easy to breed, so no worries about that. They are pretty healthy and nutritious for leopard geckos. How much you should feed your leopard gecko? Baby should be fed 5 to 7 small mealworms daily, and adults should be fed 6 to 7 large mealworms 2 or 3 times a week. Don't forget to coat them in calcium, of course. Crickets. Crickets are also bought in large quantities like mealworms, and they are also quite cheap. They are fed in the same quantities as mealworms. They are pretty high in moisture and have a decent amount of calcium and protein. Superworms. Superworms are almost the same as mealworms, but they have different nutritional videos that will be shown at the end of the video. You should feed 1 or 2 per feeding, not recommended to feed 2 juveniles. Hornworms. Hornworms are filled to the brim with water, and they are also filled with calcium. Fun fact, my leopard gecko loves eating hornworms. They are impossible to breed, and you should never feed your leopard gecko wild hornworms, as they are filled with parasites and eats green tomatoes that are super poisonous to geckos. 3 to 4 hornworms per feeding. Note depends on the gecko size. Silkworms. Just like the name suggests, these worms make silk. How cool is that? They're also high in moisture like hornworms. They have a decent amount of protein and calcium. Stay tuned for the chart. Waxworms. Waxworms are extremely high in fat and contain a low amount of protein and calcium compared to its fat, and it is really addicting to your leopard geckos, but you can feed one once in a while. 3 to 5 worms per feeding. Dubia roaches. They require hefty equipment to breed and are illegal to own in some countries like Canada. They are really high in protein and are rather good for your geckos. And now for the graph you have all been waiting for.